In the shadows of this dimly lit room, where the flickering light of the television casts ghostly shapes upon the walls, I find myself ensnared in a web of fascination and dread. This is where I live, where I breathe, where I am both the observer and the observed. I sit surrounded by the remnants of a world that has always terrified me, yet it is in this terror that I find my solace. These walls, adorned with the faces of the damned, whisper secrets that no one else dares to hear. They call to me, like sirens luring sailors to their demise, and I am powerless to resist. I was just a child when the chaos of my home became unbearable, a cacophony of voices rising and falling like the tide, each argument a wave crashing against the fragile shore of my sanity. Love? It was a myth, a fairy tale that played out on the screen while I was left to navigate the storm alone. But in that tempest, I discovered a refuge, a dark sanctuary where the horrors of the world unfolded before my eyes. True crime documentaries became my lifeline, my escape hatch from a reality that suffocated me. I was drawn to the gruesome tales of those who danced with death, who held the power of life and death in their hands, while I felt powerless, a mere spectator in my own life. Ted Bundy. Ah, the embodiment of charm and manipulation. He was a god among men, a master puppeteer pulling the strings of fate. I watched him, entranced by his ability to slip through the cracks of society, to blend in while harboring a darkness that would make the bravest tremble. He was a predator, and I longed to understand the mind of a predator, to unravel the threads of his madness. I scribbled notes, feverishly capturing every detail, every nuance, as if I were decoding the very essence of power itself. In him, I saw not just a monster, but a reflection of my own desires, the desire to rise above the chaos, to seize control in a world that had stripped me of it. And then there was Jeffrey Dahmer, the king of isolation, the architect of his own prison. My heart raced as I watched him recount his descent into depravity, the chilling calmness of his confessions resonating with the ache of my own loneliness. He was a ghost in a world of flesh and blood, a man who wielded control with the precision of a surgeon's knife. I marveled at his ability to operate in the shadows, to exist where no one else dared to tread. I wanted to know, how did he do it? How did he transform his pain into a weapon, his isolation into a sanctuary? I studied him like a scholar, poring over ancient texts, desperate to glean the secrets of his twisted genius. But it was the Zodiac killer who truly ensnared my soul, the phantom who danced in the darkness, taunting the police with cryptic letters, a spectre who sent entire cities spiraling into panic. He was a maestro of fear, conducting a symphony of terror that echoed through the streets, and I was captivated. I wanted to understand the thrill of being unseen, of wielding such power over the hearts of the innocent. In his enigma, I found a kindred spirit, a reflection of my own yearning for control in a world that seemed intent on crushing me. I plastered his letters on my wall, a shrine to the brilliance of chaos, a testament to the allure of the unknown. These men, these icons of darkness, became my mentors, my guides in a world that had never offered me a hand. They taught me that vulnerability could be transformed into strength, that fear could be weaponized, that chaos could be orchestrated into a symphony of power. I absorbed their stories like a sponge, each detail embedding itself into the fabric of my being, shaping me into something new, something fierce. I was no longer just Jada Miller, the girl lost in the shadows of her chaotic home. I was becoming something more, something formidable. But here I sit, cloaked in the darkness of my own creation, grappling with the weight of my obsession. Am I merely an observer, or have I crossed the line into the abyss? The line between fascination and madness blurs, and I find myself standing on the precipice, staring into the void. I feel their presence in this room, the echoes of their laughter mingling with the whispers of their victims. They haunt me, and I am both terrified and exhilarated by their company. I want to scream, to cry out against the madness that has taken root in my soul, but instead, I sit in silence, my heart racing with the thrill of it all. This is my sanctuary, my prison, my battleground. I am Jada Miller, a girl who has danced with darkness and emerged with a heart full of shadows. I am the culmination of chaos, a reflection of the monsters I admire. And as I sit here, surrounded by the remnants of their lives, I wonder, what will become of me? Will I find the strength to rise above this darkness, or will I succumb to the very demons I idolize? The answer lies in the flickering light of the television, in the haunting echoes of their stories, and in the depths of my own soul.